Good morning, everyone. First of all, our apologies. Our apologies for starting a few minutes late. You know, there are just some mornings when everything gets in the way and you just
Mhm.
can't keep to that time that you set. So, apologies for that. But guess what? Here we are. We are here and we are ready. And can you believe that it is June 1st today? We
Mm.
are exactly at the midpoint of 2023. And I don't know about you, Shelley, and for those of you listening and joining us, but it just seems as though this year has done and flown by in a
Yes,
minute.
it
I
has.
feel as if so much has happened in the 6 months that have just ended, and it's so amazing. But even with that, I'm so excited and eager to see what the next 6 months has to bring. So, we are doing all things with gratitude. I am your co host, Karen Williams Thompson, a life and business strategist, and I get to help women get truly clear on what it is they really want. What is that burning passion? I get to help them peel back the layers on what's really got them stuck. What stories have they been telling themselves, or they've heard, or they've held on to, and they've kind of made that the truth and made their decisions from there? How do we unpack that so that you see there is really no truth in it and that you can be all that you want to be? And then we set about to create the most magical and powerful plan, a plan designed by you for you so that you can achieve your goals as you want, with success, with the time and the freedom that you desire, and of course, leaving the legacy and building the legacy that you have always dreamed of. And this morning, I get to do it with none other than my good friend and co host, Shelly Ann.
Hi, hi, hi. Good morning, and good morning to I saw comment in the chat. We have someone viewing. Hi, nice to have you. And as Karen was speaking, the thought was running in my mind, and I get to help them with gratitude. And I get to help them with gratitude. For me, that's exciting because when we're aiming for goals and we have targets and we have things we want to get done, there's a saying, life happens.
Mhm.
What I do is to help my clients understand gratitude, activate it in their life, create that habit of gratitude so that when life happens, they're able to move through it with gratitude, with joy, and still move forward to accomplish their goals. Because, as you said, this morning, sometimes things happen, and I have been having one of those mornings. And what got me up was one, the commitment that I have with this gratitude, and the fact that I'm grateful that I have this commitment because now I get to get help infusing myself with gratitude so that I know I'm going to have a great day today, regardless of how I got up this morning and what else is going on. I know I'm
Mhm.
going to have a great day because I get to get it done with gratitude. So it's something that for me, it's it's a journey, and every step of the journey is really, really important because I see it and I feel it and I live the gratitude every day, especially on days like today when, I'd probably prefer to be in bed or watching a movie or something, you know?
Yes, yes, yes. And it's that kind of weather over here right now. It's kind of really overcast. One of those days, no sun shining as yet. So you may really feel like just wanted to
Mhm.
do that. Snuggle in and just stay there
Yeah.
for a little bit longer. Oh, oh, how I wish I could too. You know what? This month, Shelley and I thought about it and we thought, in May we talked about moms and motherhood and how that looked for persons in so many different ways. Persons who enjoy having their moms, persons who would love to be moms but haven't had that experiences yet, and persons who perform a mothering role in whatever capacity they do, whether they have biological children or not. And we thought it would be so I'm looking for a word and it's not coming, but it would be so something to do the same thing with men. So this month you're going to hear us talk about, you know, talk a little bit about gratitude from a male perspective, from a dad's perspective, and from the perspective of those men who play those roles for persons all over, whether it is in the community, in the work, in church, in the family. They too have a role, and it's a role that is as important as that of a mother. But it would be remiss of me as a strategist not to draw to your attention that it being June the 1st and us being at the mid year, what are you doing with your goals?
Mhm.
What are
Mhm.
you do? Have you taken a minute to look back at the last 6 months and see, am I on track? Am I getting things done as I wanted to? Did I fall off? Where did I fall off? Why did that happen? But more importantly, how can practicing gratitude the right way every day help me, no matter what has happened in the last 6 months, to make the 6 months
Mhm.
that are coming the most impactful and the most successful they can be? And here's what I know
Yeah.
to be true: when you practice gratitude, you're building the mindset of resilience. And Shelley said something earlier. She talked about life happening. And I am
Oh,
telling you, once you set a goal, something that you're working towards, a dream you're pursuing, life happens. But when you pause to practice gratitude, when with everything that's going around you, you take a minute and you just look and give appreciation for the things that you can be grateful for, that really steps up and helps you when life happens. When life
yes.
bunks into you and knocks you down, and you are
Mhm.
feeling, I can't, I don't want to, how could I? Why did this happen to me? That's when your gratitude steps in. That's when resilience says to you, you're down, but you're going to get back up. You
Yep.
fell, but you're going to get back up. Even if you have to put your hands on something, push and get up. You may not jump up, but you know what? You're going to take the action to get up. And this is the
Mhm.
important thing with goals and gratitude. It is so
Yeah.
possible. I see you,
Yeah.
Shelley. Tell
Yeah,
me.
you're talking gratitude, you're talking my language, so I have stuff to say. But two things really got me in what you're saying. You know, when you said even if you have to put your hand to get up,
Yeah.
one of the things that I am learning is that putting your hand to get up doesn't mean bracing yourself. Sometimes it means reaching out for assistance. And
Mm,
that, for me, is one of the more important things about gratitude is that gratitude and expressing it and living it and having it as a habit means not keeping it on the inside only. That's the say
mm,
it loud part of the gratitude strategy. It
yeah.
really does need to come out. And the other thing you mentioned, the 6 months, I think, some people are saying, but we're in June, it's not 6 months yet, it's just January, and they're counting it on their fingers. But when you're planning ahead and you're working with a strategy, you tend to see things in chunks. And for those of us who work like that, we're already planning and refining the plan for the next 6 months. So
Absolutely.
we're always working ahead and doing that continuous assessment. So it might not seem on the actual calendar that it's the time to do this, but this is the perfect time. And
It
for
is.
me,
Mhm.
is not just um like preparing for the future as much as it is recognizing where you are now and how far you've come. Because I'll give you an experience. Yesterday, this morning, I was thinking, for some of us, when things, we're looking at other people doing things, and comparing ourselves with others is it's not a good thing to do.
Mhm. Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
but we do it. And when we do that sometimes and we see other people living the life that we believe we want, or we see other people doing things that we would like to do, quite often there's a tendency to think, oh my goodness, I'm not where I want to be. I want to be elsewhere. And then the negativity starts to creep in. So what I realized though with the gratitude and recognizing what we have to be grateful for, we
Mhm.
create an complete mindset shift that changes our attitude from I'm seeing things that I want that I don't have to I'm recognizing what I already have and I'm not in as much of a bad place as I thought I was.
Mhm.
And two, I'm not where I used to be. So I have made
So
progress.
true. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
No,
and even
that's
when we have setbacks, even when we have
mhm.
setbacks and we end up doing things that we promised ourselves we would never do again, just the fact that we recognize it and we're able to implement the strategies to get ourselves out of it, that alone is progress.
Oh, you must have been here with me on Tuesday evening because that's exactly what I told my client. Those exact words, because that was the process that she was going through at the time. And, I just invited her to sit there in the minute and just reflect on where she came from, where she was when we first met and where she is today. And even though it might not be, as you said, that exact place that you wanted to be, when she started to think about it, there was so much that she
Yeah.
was happy that she had done. She could actually see the difference and she felt so much better. So I encourage her to really just always keep that at the forefront of her mind. You're not where you were, but you're still going towards where you want to go. You're still
Yeah.
taking the action. And that's the important thing. And as I listened, a fly is annoying me, sorry. And as I listened to you, I thought about when you talked about the comparison, that's a lot in our head. Those are things
Yeah.
that we tell ourselves. And gratitude really helps you with that self talk. Because as you were saying, it is about saying it loud and it's about saying it
Mhm.
always. When you
Mhm.
have self talk, instead of saying, and as you mentioned, focusing on what you don't have, instead of looking at
Yeah.
the lack, instead of seeing the obstacles that you face, remind yourself about your strengths. Remind yourself about the good things. Remind yourself about all the things that you really are grateful for in life and allow gratitude to help to shift that mindset from
Mhm.
one of lack to one of abundance. Because as you rightfully said, comparing yourself, that is just not a very healthy place to
Yeah.
be.
y-
And one of the
Oh
reasons it
God.
really isn't healthy is you're seeing someone where they are now. You have no idea of their journey. Their journey is different. Yours is yours. Theirs is theirs. You are a unique being. So wherever you are, my encouragement is don't compare yourself to anyone else. Compare yourself to where you were yesterday. And once you have
Mhm.
moved and you are improving and you are getting better and you are taking action, that is the comparison that you are measuring yourself with. You are measuring yourself against where you were and where you're going, not against anyone else at all. That's their journey, and
Yeah.
yours is yours.
Because you're not going where they're going, and your reasons for
Exactly.
going there anywhere is not their reason. And so when we compare ourselves with others, we sometimes take it, we say, well, okay, we're getting a judge of, where we're
Mhm.
trying to be objective. Um, Looking at someone else's progress or lack of progress is not being objective. That is, to me, being quite subjective.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
so I'm thinking about the whole process of what you really should be focusing on. And it's not a matter of being selfish, it's a matter of tracking your own progress and fulfilling your own purpose and making your own impact on the world. So
Yeah.
we look at other people for inspiration, but not for comparison. There's a difference. And if we're not careful, sometimes we can easily slip into the negativity, because depending on our past experiences, there's going to be this little voice in your mind that's saying, that should be you, or you should be like
Mm,
that. And for some of us, we can put a name and a face to that voice because of the things we were told as we were growing up and at work, and we had supervisors and teachers. And all of these things. Like this week, I was chatting with a parent, and it hurt my heart to hear what she was saying, because she was telling me about her son's class, and the teacher, for whatever reason, being um having distress or whatever, was lashing out at the kids and telling them things like, she thinks half of them are going to repeat, and they're
mhm,
not going to move on to the next stage, and all these kinds of things. So sometimes the people in our lives who are in authority in our situation can end up saying things that we internalize. And so this is why gratitude really has to be an intentional habit.
mhm,
We can't wait for good things to happen, or for the things that we consider good, because there are lots of good things happening all the time. The fact that we're up, the fact that the internet is working superbly today, the fact that we are here, even though we would pretty much prefer to be back in bed, the fact that we have people listening, paying attention, because these things are important, and we have
absolutely.
made a commitment. And so we really ask ourselves, what's
Mm.
important in this situation? What do we really want in this situation? Do we want to, there's a saying, do you want to be right, or do you want to get it done? That's
Get it
pretty
done with
much.
gratitude.
Exactly, exactly. That's pretty much how it works. Do you want to do you want to be right, or do you want to be done? Let me put it that way.
Yes.
So it's it takes some energy, it takes some effort, it takes a strategy, it takes commitment, and sometimes it takes support.
Mhm,
Um, because there will be days when you really don't feel it as an emotion, but you can acknowledge it as a principle, as a trait, as part of who you are. You are
mhm,
someone who recognizes gratitude. And when
yeah.
you're stuck and you don't know what to do, you don't know what's next, gratitude.
And it works each and every single time, you know.
Hmm.
And I thought about when you were speaking there about the comparison again. We see that when persons are setting goals, persons say, you know, well, I see this person has done this and they've achieved this already, and I thought I would have done this by then, or I expected by this season in my life that I would have done this, this, and this. You are exactly where you are meant to be at this moment, and for that you are grateful. That's what I'm going to put out there. Because when you set your goals, when you determine that this is where you are going, and you apply the gratitude with it, and you keep doing it, saying it right, saying it always, saying it loud, you're going to build that momentum. You're going to create that vision of what you want, and you're going to actually see it happen. You're going to actually see it as it. It'd be like watching the movie, just revealing itself in stages
Yes.
to you. And what that does is that with every stage that you're successful, you get more excited, you build more momentum. And in doing that, the gratitude is beginning is there louder and it's more effortless, and we're just going, and it keeps building and the momentum keeps building. And the beautiful thing about that is that over time, guess what? You achieve the goal that you have set for yourself, and you have done it with gratitude. And I think that's one of the
Absolutely.
really powerful things. And when we look at persons who, have so many successes in lives, they achieve so many things, and you look at all the gurus in the various industries, whether it's coaching, whether it is retail, or whichever industry it is, one of the things when you talk to them or you listen to them speak, they always mention gratitude. They
Yes, they
always
do.
mention the things that they are grateful for and how that has helped them to get to where they are. I mean, there are a few other things that they talk about, like having a morning routine and 5 habits that they do, etc. But one of the big things for them is always gratitude. And if it works for them, why wouldn't it work for us?
Hmm. Yep, gratitude is the secret sauce.
It definitely, definitely is.
It is the secret
Yeah,
sauce. You need to put it on everything. That's the kind of thing like my mom likes ketchup and
I
she
was
will
thinking
put
ketchup.
ketchup on everything. I think
Mhm.
that's probably a Trinidadian thing too. I've seen people put ketchup on Chinese food and I wonder why. Why are you doing this? But to some people, ketchup is that secret flavor, that secret sauce that they put on everything. And for me, when it comes to life, gratitude is that secret sauce because
Oh, absolutely.
when when you're in a rut, gratitude helps you be grateful for the things that you can be grateful for. I mean, nobody's grateful for pain when they're going through it. And sometimes we might look back and tell ourselves, well, it's a good thing it happened because now I know this lesson and now I have moved forward. But I would like it to happen in other ways. I don't want to feel no pain. But but sometimes this is how we learn the lessons that take us to where we need to be. So there are those who say, we can't be grateful and we should be grateful for absolutely everything. But in a moment when you're feeling overwhelmed, that pause sometimes is a little bit challenging. So,
Mhm.
what I do is to begin with things that are tangible, the things that I can touch and the things that I can see and physically interact with. And then, once the gratitude starts building momentum, then I can get into the things that are, philosophical and theoretical and,
Yeah.
abstract concepts. But when I wake up in the morning and I'm in that, you know, I'm not where I need to be, I wish I was further, why am I kind of mood, I just reach out and okay, I'm on a bed, it's comfortable, I'm grateful for that. I flip the switch, the electricity is on, I'm grateful for that. I open the pipe, there's water there. I'm grateful for that. So I begin with the tangible things, the things that are physical, that are
Mhm.
there and present. And then while that is happening, other thoughts come in because positivity attracts positivity. And
Yeah.
so, we really, really build that going forward. So for me, starting June, and I'm working on I have to print my third quarter gratitude journal because writing things down sometimes we don't remember, and when we're in a rut and we're stuck and we're in that place of overwhelm, sometimes we need a reminder. So writing down the things that you're grateful for, you can easily pull your journal, the physical journal, and oh, I have it in my bag, but I was gonna, show that, but we can really just look at it and, these are the things that I was grateful for
Mhm.
last week. Are they still true today? Well, they were true last week, so that means they're true because they
Yeah.
happened, right? And so working with that is really, really, like I said, it's a strategy, and sometimes we do need that little extra assistance, and that's one of the reasons why Karen and I, you and I, we really committed to these Thursday mornings so that we could, spread the word, spread the message, share the secret almost,
Yeah.
because it's some, we talk so much about gratitude, but implementing it consistently as a habit seems to be a secret because lots of people miss that
Yes.
as they
And
develop.
I think, true, true, true. And I think, Shelley, as we wrap up this morning, it is important for us to remember that gratitude is not a magical solution. But what it
Mm-mm.
does do, it helps us to have that shift in our minds. It helps us to increase motivation. It helps us to create that positive environment. And all of those things then support us on our journey to achieving our goals, to achieving the things that are really important in life to us. And for everyone, it's something different. But when we combine gratitude with consistent action, when we are intentional about it, doing it always, that is when we begin to maximize all the success that we want in our life.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, ending on that note, my recommendation today, wherever you are, whatever is happening, take a moment to feel
Yes.
the gratitude. Just step into
Yeah.
it for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Just remember where you are, how far you've come, and don't worry about the journey. You're on it. It's happening, and you will experience that triumph in the end. But for now, enjoy this moment while you get it done with gratitude. So, thank you so
Absolutely.
much for tuning in. For those who were able to be here for the live, we sincerely appreciate you. For those who
Thank
look
you.
at it after, look at the recording, we absolutely
Yeah.
appreciate you. And we look forward to seeing you next week as well. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.